back again in Marvel Snap. Yeah, back again in Marvel Snap. What am I doing? I don't know. It's too hot in here to figure out what I'm doing. But this is another episode of Prime to Snap. This is VP, and we are doing another live stream of Marvel Snap as we do every Wednesday. Thank you for joining me here. A little bit of a rough start, rough intro, I suppose. A little rough intro this time around, but trying to fight the heat at the moment. Super hot here in Michigan, guys. Super hot in Michigan right now. Hot and muggy. Don't like it, especially up here in the office. We had 2 fans running, and it's still super hot and muggy. But we're here, guys. We are here. We are going to play some Marvel Snap like we do every Wednesday, live streaming from 7 to 8:30, playing some Marvel Snap, and hopefully, guys, we will break the. I don't know if I want to call it a curse. Is it a curse yet? Hard to say if it's a curse yet, but we're going to try and break what we can, the losing streak that we've been on in the last few live streams. And let me turn my music down a little bit here so I can maybe hear myself speak a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, guys, haven't had very successful live streams the last 2 live streams. 2 live streams ago, we tried to play with Zorn, which was the last new card of last season. Wasn't impressed. It did not do well. And last week, we played with Merlin, the new Season Pass card. So if you don't know what the Season Pass card is, let me show it to you really quick. Merlin, what is the Season Pass card? Right here he is. He's a 2/3 at the start of each turn. Add an incantation to your hand. Merlin's a really fun card, man. We didn't do so well with the deck that we made last week. But he's a fun card, and I think reviews on him have been pretty good. Pretty solid so far, so we're not gonna knock any of that. He is a fun card. I like to play him. We don't have him in the deck that we're playing today because we're gonna feature the new card that just came out. And the new card that just came out this particular week is none other than the Ancient One from Doctor Strange fame. Where is she? The Ancient One. There she is. She is a 3/5. The Ancient One on reveal, add Tal Mandela to your hand. What's Tal Mandela? Well, it's another skill card. Another skill card entering the game of Marvel Snap here. It is a 3-cost skill. On reveal, copy the text of one of your ongoing cards here onto your other characters here. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go in on this one, but I did go ahead and spend my tokens to get her because I was like, I'll try her out. Why not? We didn't try out Morgan Le Fay last week. That was the new card from last week was Morgan Le Fay. She's now in the our bundles pack, I believe. Seasonal Series 5, yeah, Morgan Le Fay's right there. For 7 on reveal, return all your discarded and destroyed cards to your hand with +3 power. My wife did get this. My wife got this card. She seems to have enjoyed it. She hasn't played with it a whole lot, but definitely a decently statted card. Really decently statted card. And the effect is pretty cool there as well. But I don't like playing a lot of discard or destroy. I'm coming around to discard a little bit. Been playing around with some of the Mobius builds because I keep getting my butt kicked by them. So I'm like, well, doggone it, I'm gonna try this. And I've noticed in Marvel Snap, if you try different archetypes that are going around, different shells, you get a better understanding of how to like play against them or what to expect if you're going up against them. And wow, my face is like literally sweating right now. I don't know, my mic might even short out. Who knows? Hopefully it's working pretty well. If not, you'll have to let me know in the chat there. She's good in Zoo Destroy. Hey, Jay Cruz, thanks for stopping by. She's good in Zoo Destroy. Oh, yeah. Yep, definitely. I think that's where she's really shining at the moment, is just bringing back some lower cost cards that get destroyed. Yeah, definitely the place where she seems to be, you know, shining the most right now. So, but yeah, I passed on her. And I picked up the Ancient One instead. And that's what we're going to be playing with today. I tried all kinds of different sorts of decks with the Ancient One. I just got her last night after work and haven't had a whole lot of time to play with her. But I think I finally settled on a deck that I can at least play and have a little confidence in. I was getting my butt kicked left and right in some of the other decks that I tried, but yeah, we tried. What I still got some of them here. No, I got the Ancient One Omega Carter. So that was just the Ancient Carter stuff. And the deck we're using today kind of works with that a little bit. Just modified a lot more than what we had there. But yeah, that was all about the Ancient One and then Omega Red and trying to copy the Omega Red. But that with Hela and Corvus. Oh yeah. Yep, for sure, J. Cruz, yep, for sure. But yeah, the Ancient One, Omega Carter. That was our first attempt at trying. I think I had a couple other attempts that I just deleted. And then we had Wong and the Ancient One. That was just me playing around with the Ancient One and Wong, which feels good, but at the same time, it's like, can I do this with the Onslaught already? Do I really need the Ancient One to really, you know, double trigger a Wong? Like get 3 Wongs? I mean, you can do that with Mystique and Onslaught now. So I'm like, I'm not sure it was worth it. I did stumble across some Gambit play in there, and that started my mind thinking about trying to come up with like some sort of Gambit play. But again, it's the same thing, and I think it's just done better with Wong and the Onslaught and Mystique. It just seems to like it's just easier to pull a sort of Gambit shotgun play off, where you're destroying everything on the other side of the board. So then after that, we moved on to. I was like, okay, what is the game wanting to give me for the Ancient One? It's pretty much I just threw put a bunch of ongoing cards in here. And the problem with having a bunch of ongoing cards in here with the Ancient One, it seems like, is she can only pick one. So now you're kind of leaving it up to randomness, unless you isolate a lane. It seems like, unless you isolate one location, but otherwise you're leaving it up to randomness as to which ongoing effect it will copy to all of the cards. And so it just seemed like it was a big jumbled mess, really. But this is apparently what the AI thinks the Ancient One should be played as when you do an auto Ancient One deck. This is what it gives you: a bunch of ongoing cards. So we tried that. Wasn't that great. And then we did a Patriot. I tried to do a little Patriot deck here with the Ultron and Doctor Doom and the White Tigers and the Wong, and there's too much going on. There was too much going on, it seemed like, in this one. It did all right, but there was just too much kind of happening, and then we had Mysterio in there as well. I did like the Quake in this deck, because Quake just kind of, you can play some pretty fun things with Quake in your deck. That's for sure. Moving some locations around when people don't expect it. But yeah, so that was that one. But now we've settled on what we are playing in this stream right here, and this is what I've been calling the Victoria Hand and the Ancient One. It's just a Victoria Hand deck. I feel like I've been playing a lot of Victoria Hand decks lately on the stream. I might have to change that. Am I getting stale? Am I only playing Victoria Hand cards? But I don't know. I like this deck so far. It's been doing really well for us. I'll show you the stats here that I picked up from Untapped, and I just created this deck today and have been playing with it. And stat-wise, although we know in the past, whenever I show the stats for a deck, it doesn't mean it's going to perform well. Last week's deck had really good stats going into the stream. And then I started streaming, and the deck was like, what? What do we do? Merlin does what? And then it just died. And I died with it. But for this deck right now, Victoria Hand and the Ancient One, this is where we're standing. 24 cubes so far, a 71.4% win rate. I played 14 games with it. We went 10 wins, 4 losses. So again, not bad. Not bad. Not a bad win rate there. But again, like I said, You know, they always seem to perform well before I start streaming, and then I start streaming, and then they just kind of seem like they go downhill. So we'll have to see if the same thing happens there. But yeah, there's the stats for it there. And let's jump into the kind of the deck explanation, if you will. Victoria Hand, it pretty much is just built around the Victoria Hand shell. You know, she's a 2/3 ongoing. Your cards that were created in your hand have +2 power. So it's all about getting those created cards in your hand and powering them up. And then, of course, using the Ancient One and Tal Mandala to copy her ability so that you're going to have lots of buff going to the cards that go into your hand. So how do we accomplish that in this deck? Well, we have Quinjet. We have Quinjet here, which will is a 1/2, of course. Ongoing, your created cards cost 1 less. So, of course, if we're creating cards, we want them to be cheaper. That's why we have Quinjet in here. We got the Hood in here, a 1 -3. The cool thing is, and I should have checked this before the stream started, but Camelot is the new location, and Camelot sets all the cards that are there to the power 5. So they set all your cards to power 5. So Hood's actually pretty good to play here, because it can, at least with Camelot, because it can turn into a 5 power card. But more importantly, and then the other thing it can do is it can throw off your opponent thinking you're going to have an Annihilus or a Viper or something to try to, you know, clog them with negative cards, which is a popular deck that I've been seeing lately in my current climb at the ladder. But yeah, so 1 -3. But the cool part is it makes this demon here, which is a 1/6. Of course, the Quinjet will make that a Quinjet will only reduce it to 1, but Victoria Hand will make that a 1/8. If you have 1/8s in your hand, you can throw them out, filling out locations in the last turn of the turn before the last turn, and can really take your opponent by surprise there. We also got the Shadow King here. This is just a tech piece that we put in. This deck is based, actually kind of based around KM Best's. KM Best featured a deck on his channel not too long ago that he was kind of theorizing what he was going to try to do with the Ancient One, and this was the kind of the shell of his deck, but I was missing 3 cards from my collection that he had. So it's not a complete copy. I had to do a little finagling to make the deck work for me. So but it's kind of based off of what he was showcasing there. But he's been playing a lot of 2/2. He's Shadow King here on reveal. We set all cards here to their original power. It's just good for cards that are just going on a control power. I haven't really used Shadow King a lot. You know, I think it's an underutilized card. I don't know why I don't use Shadow King. I think because it affects my cards as well, and I like to play cards that buff my hand and my cards, so it kind of plays against what I usually play. But as far as a tech piece goes, not a bad tech piece at all. So we threw it in there. We kept it in there. You also have the Iron Patriot. Of course, Iron Patriot is a 2/3 on reveal. Add a random 4, 5, or 6 cost card to your hand. And if you're winning here after next turn, to give it -3 cost. Just a good way to generate another card in your hand for on the cheap. So the Victoria Hand can buff it and make it even better. So yeah, the Iron Patriot is there for that, which isn't too shabby, and it can give us a little possible power in the deck, because we do lack a little bit of power because it's a lot of lower cost cards. Yeah, in fact, every card in this deck is a 3 cost card except for Gorr. I threw Gorr in here to kind of bring up the high end of my deck here, and he's been doing pretty well. I didn't play a whole lot of Gorr before this, but man, I tell you what, this week and the past week, I've been seeing him popping off in other people's decks that I've been playing against, man, and I'm like, what the crap? What the crap? Whenever I've played Gorr, I can never get him that high. I don't know if people are just not playing on reveal, because I tend to play on reveal, so you would think that Gorr the God Butcher would get big in my particular decks, but for whatever reason in the past, he hasn't been doing so well for me. But I see all these other people playing in him, and they're doing amazing with him. So I'm like, all right, fine. We'll keep Gorr, or we'll throw Gorr in here to try to get us our high end. And in those 12 games that we've played so far, or 11 games that we played so far, he's been doing pretty well for me. So we got him in here, and he's also an ongoing card. So if you can use your ancient one, your Tau Mandala, to copy the Gorr's ability. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty big lane. That's gonna be hard to beat, for sure. So yeah, we got that in there. We do have Mobius M. Again, this was part of the KM Best shell that he was showcasing there. There's a lot of I can never remember his name. It's like one of the biggest, baddest, one of the biggest, baddest card enemies in Marvel Snap. He's in the movies, for crying out loud. He was in the movies. I can never remember his name. I feel bad. But the guy that makes all the stones, the Infinity Stones. See, I don't have him in my deck, so there's that. Ultron, not Ultron. Ultron's the robot. Anyways, you guys out there know what I'm talking about. I can never remember his name for some reason, even though he seems to be all over the place right now. Excuse me, as I cough my words out of my mouth. All right. So anyways, yeah, Mobius is here to kind of control those cards that are getting reduced in power, that happen to reduce your cost, increase your cost and such. So we kept that in. Again, Mobius isn't a card that I played a whole lot. It's kind of new to me, actually. It's new to my collection. I haven't had them for very long. So that's probably why I haven't played them a whole lot. But we threw them in this, kept them in this deck, because why not? And we have Agent Coulson, the 3/4 on reveal. Add a random 4-cost and 5-cost card to your hand. Again, just giving me more cards for Victoria hand. Not too shabby. We did bring Esme Cuckoo in, the season pass card from last season. 3/4 on reveal. Copy a card from your deck into your hand and set its cost to 3 and power to 4. So just another cool way to try to get multiple Victoria hands out. That's the idea, guys. We're going to try to get more Victoria hands to buff our cards that are coming out. So that's what we're trying to do. And then again, Frigga, same idea here. 3/4 on reveal. Add a copy of the last card you played to your hand if able. We got Copycat here to kind of bring up some of the power as well sometimes. Sometimes she can be pretty influential. She copies something really great. You know what's annoying, though, lately when I've been playing Copycat is when I try to check her ability. It says, "Oh, snap," and then I have to reconnect to the game. It doesn't let me see the ability until I get back into the game. So I know, Second Dinner, if you're out there watching, man, fix it, please. Please fix that. That's a bug that's been around at least for the last 2 live streams that I've been doing, and I think before that even it's been also affecting that bug, or having that bug. Wow, cannot talk. VP's, the heat is getting to VP. I might just pass out on stream here. Hopefully not. I do have water. But if everything goes silent, the VP might have passed out. We don't know. And then, of course, we have the Ancient one, and we already went over Gorr. And, yeah, that's the deck, guys. Victoria hand and the Ancient one. Let's see if it can perform up to the stats that it had. We're going to go ahead and start jumping into a game here. See what we can do with it. We'll see what we can do with it. Let me go ahead and start a game here, and then I'll get the untapped.ggg deck trackers up for you guys so you can see what's in my deck and what my opponent has played from their deck. So there we go. That is up. Our win-loss record up there in the top left corner for you guys. Nice clean slate. Hopefully we can get a lot more in the blue column than the orange column there. A lot more wins than losses. Seems like our first opponent, Wednesday, is not going to be showing up. So unfortunate. I guess Wednesday is it's their day. I mean, it is Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe they're busy. It's on their own day. Who knows? They retreated. There we go. Got our first win. No, we're not going to count that, guys. We don't count retreats. We don't count retreats. That's not a cool indication of what your deck has done. But we will take the free win, though, and the free cube that we got from that. So sure. All right. I'm going to take that as a good omen. We're going to jump into this next game here. See what we can do against an opponent that actually sticks around here. All right. Start Tower, our first location in this game after turn 5. Give all cards here +2 power. Well, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I think I'll just throw my hood down there. And look at that. This location, if it sticks around, will buff up my hood, so it'll be a little bit useful there. And we get our 1/6 demon in our hand as well. Second location is Spider Island. After you play a card here, move it. My opponent has not yet played any cards yet. It is turn 2. We have 2 energy. I got Victoria Hand in my hand, and I think that's what we're going to head and play right now. Now, I do got to caution one thing with playing the Ancient one, because we want to, ultimately, we want to copy Victoria Hand. So, we got to make sure that Victoria Hand is the only ongoing ability in her lane for when we get our Tau Mandala, for when we get that skill played. That way we don't have any randomness in which ongoing it'll pick. And Mojo World's our third location. Whoever has more cards here gets +100 power. My opponent still hasn't played anything here. Obi Clay Shinobi. That's supposed to be a play on Obi-Wan Kenobi? Probably. Turn 3. 3 energy. We got Esme Cuckoo we can play. We got the Ancient one. I think we go ahead and play the Ancient. Actually, no, we don't want to do that. Let's play Frigga right now. Frigga will copy that Victoria Hand. That'll give us 2 Victoria Hands. Plus whatever Tau Mandala gives us. Of course, that's not going to help us unless we get cards in our hand. Okay, there we go. We got Patriot now, which so far the only card that's been created in my hand is the Demon, which is a 1/8 at the moment. It's going to be a little bit bigger when this Victoria Hand goes down. And then, yeah, we'll play Victoria Hand and Iron Patriot at Mojo World. I think that's a home run for Iron Patriot there. My opponent did play a Deathlock down to the Stark Tower, giving them the lead there 5-0 at the moment. My Iron Patriot gives us a Warpath. 4/9 Warpath right now. We could utilize the Warpath since we haven't played anything to Spider Island yet. It is turn 5. My opponent played a Dockin down. Stark Tower is about ready to go off here. I think Mojo World's going to be safe. But yeah, we need to play our Ancient one down. I think we'll play our Ancient one down here to Stark Tower just so we can absorb some of that power there. And I don't want to play any other cards right now. I got my Demon in hand and my Quinjet. We're going to try to use the Warpath. We're going to try to keep Spider Island open. Let our 4 whatever. Although I don't know if I'm going to have enough energy for that. Let's see. I'll have 6 energy next turn and requires 4. Ah, that's a bummer. That is a bummer. So we're going to be... We would need 8 energy in order to play that, unless my Quinjet goes down. Yeah, let's play the Quinjet down. I don't know if this is the right play. I probably should have just waited like I was going to. A Quinjet will reduce the cost of my cards in hand. My opponent plays a Wolverine, the Miramasha Shard. Carnage, knocking out the Miramasha Shard. Sending the Wolverine over to Mojo World to hang out with Dockin. We are still leading right now going into this final turn. And we're Tau Mandala. Yeah, Warpath's not going to be as effective now because we're not going to have an empty space. He's still 9 power, though. A 1 costs 9 power. I think I'll just play him based on that. We will play our Tau Mandala down here to Victoria Hand's lane. So that'll give us even more power to these cards. And yeah, I think we just play our Demon and our Warpath. Okay, let's do this a different way. Let's go ahead and play Shadow King in case my opponent plays anything that can get buffed there. And we'll play Demon and Warpath there. Just Warpath, of course, not going to get the proc. But he's 9 power already, so we just want the power, man. I think we got this. I probably should have snapped. It would have been a Boomer Snap, though. And I want a Boomer Snap, man. Actually, I don't care. I'll Boomer Snap if I need to. I will Boomer Snap if I need to. Shadow King getting moved. Well, I wasn't expecting... Well, that actually still kind of works. My opponent played a Null down, but their Null's not quite big enough. Actually, a pretty small Null for a Destroy deck, but it seemed like this Obi Clay Shinobi was trying to play like some sort of destroy discard mix there. So we did get the victory, guys. Swept all 3 locations. That's the way we like to start a stream off, baby. That's the way we like to start the stream. All right. Let's get a win there. Ancient One might help me get back on the path of the winning. I just had to clear my mind and tap into the Tau Mandela. Maybe we'll get back on track here. Last 2 live streams have been pretty rough for us. Pretty rough for us so far. But right now we are on a pretty good start. Let's get this. All right, jumping back in. Here we go. Game number 2. We are 1 win and 0 losses so far. 190 wins and 161 losses total for all of the live streams that I've done on Marvel Snap. Not too shabby. Camelot, there it is. After turn 5, set all cards here to 5 power. Really like this location. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun to play with. It was really fun when I was playing with Quake at Camelot, because then I would switch Camelot over to one of their locations where they had a ton of power, and then all of a sudden they would get reduced down to 5 power, which is pretty cool. But for now, we are going to play our. Let's go ahead and play our Quinjet down here. Good card to play to Camelot. My opponent plays a Misty Knight down to the mysterious 3rd location. We have a 2-0 lead at that mysterious 3rd location, and Kiln is our 2nd location. You can't play cards here after turn 4. Okay. That hampers our plans a little bit, but I think we'll just go with the Hood here. Again, the Hood being played in Camelot, that's just value, right? He will no longer be a -3. He will be a 5 power after turn 5, thanks to Camelot. Yeah, I like that location. Second inner, keep up locations to do this, to do something fun. We don't want these locations as like, take a card away from you. Take a card, don't play cards here. Destroy a card there. Let's get some nice locations, man. Let's get some nice locations. Turn 3, what do we got? My opponent played nothing right now. We got 3 energy. The Ancient One is up. No sign of Victoria Hand, unfortunately, yet. We do have Esme Cuckoo. Maybe we'll play Esme Cuckoo first. Try to maybe get a Victoria Hand copy in her hand. That would be pretty cool. Hey, look at that. I called it, man. Streamer luck. Esme Cuckoo calling for the Victoria Hand. That's what we love to see. Kiln is flashing right now. This is the last turn we can play anything into Kiln. Probably don't want to play our Victoria Hand down there. Could play our. Let's just play our Ancient One and our Demon down there. That'll get Tau Mandala in our hand. For turn 5, which means we can play Victoria Hand and the Tau Mandala. We'll probably play that over in Camelot, actually. Although, no, we can't do that, because then the Tau Mandala might copy the Quinjet, which we don't really want. Genosha's the 3rd location after turn 5. All but your highest cost card here are destroyed. Well, that's unfortunate for us. That puts a wrinkle in our plans, for sure. Let's see, we got 5 energy here. 5 energy. We do have our Tau Mandela in hand. Let's see. Well, you know what? Let's play Victoria Hand down, and we'll play Frigga down to Genosha. We'll play Victoria Hand down to Camelot. At least Frigga will give us another Victoria Hand. Opponent plays a Mystique down, copying in the Ant-Man that's at Camelot for them, and an American Chavez coming down for them, giving them a 3-5 score at Camelot. We are winning there, thanks to our Victoria Hand. Doesn't matter though, because all the cards became 5 power. Victoria Hand buffed to +2 power because of, well, she's a card that was made in my hand, not my original. And now we can play our Victoria Hand, our actual Victoria Hand down to Genosha. Tau Mandela will copy And my opponent retreated. My opponent retreated before I could even pull it off, man. Before I could even pull it off, but we got the victory. 17-15 at Camelot, 17-6 in Kiln. We were tied up at Genosha 4-4. My opponent having a Patriot. I don't know. They must not have got the cards they wanted. They must have not got their. What they probably had an iron. They probably had a Doctor Doom or an Ultron probably in their hand or something like that, or in their deck, and it just did not show up. And we got the win. And we'll take it. Only one cube for us, unfortunately, but hey, better than losing cubes, so I'm gonna take it. Hey, no problemo there. Data tracker over here for you guys. Right. There we go. All right. Excellent. Off to a pretty good start here, guys. We are off to a pretty good start. Let's jump into another game. Victoria hand and the Ancient One. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Going to go 3-0. I think so. I think so. I'm feeling pretty confident about this deck. Feeling pretty confident about this deck. There are locations that can throw me off, and matchups so far, playing against different matchups, haven't had too many crazy matchups. The deck's been hanging a couple different, different deck types. Camelot again, our first location. I had nothing to play that first turn, but my opponent does play down a Snow Guard, giving them a 2-0 lead there. Miniaturized Lab. The second location on turn 3, 4, and 5. No cards can be added here. One of the locations I dislike. Yes, secondary, these are locations we want to get rid of. My opponent snapped at me. Patient people, man. Patient people, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and, you know what, if I play my Iron Patriot down, that could be a trap, though, because they could play a card there. You know what, we'll play Iron Patriot down to the mysterious third location. All right, turns out if I would have played my Iron Patriot down in the Miniaturized Lab, he would have been fine. My opponent plays a Surge down. Giving them 4 power now at Camelot, and now they have Surging happening in their deck. Well, we do have an Iron Patriot sitting at 3 power at Lake Hellas. 1-cost cards here have +2 power. I think we'll. And what did my Copycat go? Okay, wait for it, guys. Watch. I'm gonna look at, try to find my Copycat, and oh, I didn't get an all snap. I'm surprised. Usually I get the all snap error there, but for whatever reason we didn't get it this time. Copycat's a Sasquatch. Okay, that's interesting. He's gonna cheaper to play. She's already 2 cost, so not much. Oh, and my Iron Patriot, by the way, got me a Proxima Midnight, which isn't too much for us. But we're going to play our Ancient One down here to help out Iron Patriot. That'll give us the Tau Mandela in our hand. We do have Victoria hand in hand. And plenty of cards in hand. Now, there's the Tau Mandela coming down. My opponent played a Snow Guard Hawk down, canceling out the locations for this turn, which I'm fine with. All right, so got to get our Victoria hand down here and some of these created cards. I think we'll play down in the Miniaturized Lab. Actually, that Snow Guard Hawk probably helped me out here because well, actually, we won't be able to play the Tau Mandela yet after this lifts. Am I okay with that? I might be okay with that. Might be okay with that. Otherwise, we go over here and they get 5 power, which isn't good for my Proxima Midnight. Yeah, I think we'll just play them down here to the Miniaturized Lab while it's opened up for a bit. It will be closed next turn, but we will be able to play our Tau Mandela on turn 6, so that's pretty cool. Let's kind of leave our Gorr out in the wind, but he's only in 11 power currently. They play a Nico Minoru down, a Snow Guard Bear, and a Selene. Snow Guard Bear gets turned into a, or the Selene, I should say, gets turned into a demon. My opponent now has lead, is now winning the game, 7-0 at Camelot, 12-8. Lake Hellas, we do maintain the lead at Miniaturized Lab right now. 12-3 lead there. And then, what was our copycat? Sasquatch, that's right. Sasquatch. And, oh, wait, we got it already. Let's go ahead and get our Agent Coulson down. I know, Agent Coulson might... Oh, that's right, we can't play anything lab right now. Do this. Agent Coulson. Play our... What? Agent Coulson can become 5 power. Like Quinjet can become 5 power, and Copycat's already 5 power. Put her down there at Camelot anyways. There we go. That does give me Tom Mandela next turn, and Mobius and Mobius, I guess, right now. Opponent plays an elixir down. Didn't bring anything back, I don't think, right? But they do still have the lead there at Camelot, but they have filled up the location. They have a 20-15 lead there. We can play one more card there. We have a 12-3 lead at the second location, the Miniaturized Lab. They have a lead at Lake Hellas, 19-10. Each of us have a slot open to play there. A Super Scroll and as well. Lady Foster Thor for 11 power. That's insane as well. Actually play the Tau Mandala wanted. Actually, yeah, I think we just play our Lady Thor down here to the Miniaturized Lab. Tau Mandela. That'll give me 3 Victoria hands there, which should boost... It'll boost the Ice Cube, which my opponent just gave me from the Luna Snow. And it'll boost the cards here. A little unfortunate that I had to play the Tau Mandela down to the second location that I already kind of have pretty good control over. Oh, but my opponent plays a rogue down there, taking my Victoria hand. That is unfortunate. Well, I think we just lost this game, guys. Sneaky rogue play. Got no Victoria hand on board right now. Yep, that is that's our first loss, guys. First loss of our stream. That's okay. A sneaky little rogue play came down there, stole my Victoria hand, and my opponent took the lead. Let's go ahead and give him a fist bump. Nice job, Adelaide. Yeah. Go ahead and update our tracker here, man. Go ahead and update the tracker. Here now, 2 wins, 1 loss. Stream. And 191 wins and 162 losses total for live streams. Go ahead and update that so you guys can see it on screen there. Boom and boom. There we go. Excellent. We're ready to go, jumping into another game right now. See what we can do. See what we can do. Mowgli is our opponent. Mowgli. Hala's the first location after turn 4. Destroy all cards controlled by the player losing here. We have nothing to play turn 1. Go ahead and end our turn there. See what Mowgli gives us. Mowgli, you got anything to play? Yes, they do. They play a blade down. Only going to be 1 blade.
Gotta run, hun.
In Hala, and they lose a Black Cat and a Scar. But it's a discard deck, so they're probably planning on bringing that back. We do have our Ancient one. That's pretty good. We'll get that down right now. I'll play her down to Elysium. Our second location cards cost 1 less here. It'll give us 5 power there, and our Tau Mandela is in hand now. Mowgli has nothing to play this turn. Camp Lahai giving us a random card. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Victoria Hand loves random cards, and it happened to be the White Queen, which could also be helpful. I think I'll play Mobius and the Mobius down. Guys, wow, it's and then we'll play, oh man, we got Iron Patriot we need to play down as well. Yeah, we'll play Iron Patriot down here to Elysium as well. We can wait on our Victoria hand for now. Okay, Iron Patriot brings us a Giganto! Giganto in hand! Giganto recently got a buff. 16 power now. Not too shabby. Still can only be played in the left lane. But, hey, that's a lot of power, man. That is a lot of power. We are in turn 4-4 energy. Lots of stuff we can do here. Let's get our Quinjet down. You know what? Let's play Victoria hand here. Do I want to Quinjet? Again, I want to try to keep my Victoria hand by herself so that she gets the full, at least away from ongoing effects. She gets the full effect of Tau Mandela, and the Tau Mandela doesn't hit something else. And yeah, so we played Esme Cuckoo down to Camp Lahai and our Quinjet down to Hala. Mowgli plays a card down to Hala as well. My Quinjet's probably going to get destroyed here. That was a choice I made. But our Iron Patriot does reduce our Giganto down to 2 cost. A 218. You can't say, you know, bad stuff about a 218, right? And it's going to be even bigger once my Victoria hand gets copied, which is about what we're going to do right now. I think. Let's see. I think we'll play our Agent Coulson down to Camp Lahai, Tau Mandela, so that we got 3 Victoria hands going off next turn. And that is going to make Giganto. Grande Giganto! He will be Grande Giganto! Let's see, guys. My opponent plays a Sebastian Shaw down. Okay, I see what they're doing. An Iron Man there, so yeah, we probably lost the middle location pretty easily here. But look at all these cheap, high-powered cards in my hand, thanks to Tau Mandela and the triple Victoria hands. Where do I begin, guys? Well, of course, we got to bring Giganto down. 22 power going down to Hala. Hala. And then we got our stature coming down here. Do we want to challenge? Should I challenge Elysium, or should I just say, you know what? You have your Sebi Shaw Elysium play. I will take these other 2 locations. Yeah, I think that works. I played the White Queen down to Hala, giving us 32 potential power there, provided I don't get Shang-Chi'd by Mowgli. And then we got a 13 power stature going down to Camp Lahai. We're giving up Elysium to their Sebastian Shaw and Iron Man. They probably got a kind of a weird play here in a discard deck. Have a Sebastian Shaw on it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Maybe I'm about to get my butt kicked here. Who knows? They only played 1 card down. Is Hela. Okay, so they are bringing back cards. Are they going to have enough power? They do have enough power just by 1 point. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I should have switched the stature and the White Queen, I guess. If I would have done that, I would have won. Had plenty of power over in Camp Lahai, but we lost Hala with my Grande Giganto. 32 to 33. Lost by 1 point there, man. Dang, and of course they took the Elysium like we knew they would. I am not sure why the Sebastian Shaw was in their deck at all. Oh, it was created by Camp Lahai. Okay, that makes sense. That was really throwing me for a loop. But we took a loss there. 4 cube loss. Unfortunate. Lost by 1 point. But still pretty good. You can see the power potential in Tau, you know, the ancient one, right? All those cards. Of course, I guess you could give the credit more to a Victoria hand there, but we were talking 3 Victoria hands thanks to the Tau Mandela, so there you go. All right. And there's that. All right, we're 2-2 now. And maybe I was too optimistic at the beginning of the stream. Thought we were going to do pretty well, but that's okay. I still think we're going to do well. I have confidence in this deck. The ancient one is going to take us off the path of loss and into the path of winning. We are going to the path of winning, by golly. My opponent already snapped my lord. Well, you know what? I'm feeling snappy as well. You want to snap me? I'll snap you back. We'll play a Quinjet down to Titan. The first location 6 cost cards cost 1 less. Well, if I can get the cost of my cards down with my Victoria hands here, then that only helps me out even more. I don't know what Malorb is playing with here. They didn't play anything down yet. Limbo's the second location. The game itself can't get it done in 6. Had to play Limbo to give Malorb more time to win his little snappiness. We have 2 power here. We got an Iron Patriot in hand. Shadow King standing by in case any of Malorb's cards get a little out of hand. All right, Iron Patriot bringing down a stature. Not too shabby. Sacred Timeline, the third location. First to fill this gets a copy of their opening hand. I don't really care about that too much. Don't really, unless I wanted to get another Quinjet and Iron Patriot, but I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that. Turn 3, what did our Copycat get? Okay, let's see if I get all snapped by checking my Copycat's ability. Nope, it's good. Copycat has Super Scroll's ability. Oh, okay. My opponent has a Super Scroll in their hand. Interesting. We'll go ahead and play the Super Scroll down there. Copycat, of course. Copying the Super Scroll. Play down to the Iron Patriot. We do win the Limbo lane, meaning that stature is going to get reduced in cost here. And Magic coming down for my opponent in the mysterious third location, turning it into Limbo as well. We're in double Limbo, guys. How low can we go? We'll find out with 2 Limbos. Game can't get it done in 6. Malorb can't get it done in 6. You know what? We're going to get it done in 6 and 7. We're just going to bury them in the ground. Yeah, that sounds good. Stature is one cost right now. Pretty awesome. Let us play. We don't really have a Shadow King target yet. I guess we can get our hood down here. We don't have Victoria hand yet either, which is a bit unfortunate. I'll play Stature down to the second Limbo location. And that does make it float 2 energy, but I think we'll be okay here. The hood's going to bring us a 1/6 demon into our hand. The opponent plays 1 card down to the original Limbo, Mr. Negative. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. There you see Mr. Negative come down. You got to be a little anxious. Really have a whole lot of cards to combat on Mr. Negative here. Actually, wait. Mobius and Mobius. I'll actively do that. Swap the power and cost of all cards. Heck. I don't know. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I haven't really played Mobius and Mobius that much. Let's play him down here. That might screw up the Mr. Negative. I don't know if it will or not. I do have Shadow King in my hand in case things get a little crazy in turn 7, which is probably what's going to happen. And we'll play our demon down to the other Limbo location here. So far we're leading, but that's not surprising in a when you're playing against a Mr. Negative deck. And they just played a Wong down, so that tells me they're going to play an Iron Man, a Mystique, and something else. All in this location. Maybe an Odin. So, I have a way to stop that. Don't believe I do. I need one of my cards that give me cards. I need one of my agents to find me some cards here. Otherwise, I don't know that we're going to live through this here. Let's see. Yes, we do our Gorr. Or we could do the Ancient One and Frigga. I don't know. Let's do the Ancient One and Frigga. Just try to build some power in these lanes. I don't think the Tal Mandel is going to really help us this game. We don't have our Victoria hand, which is really what we want. I'm just kind of playing for power right now. Alright, they did play those 2 cards down. It's probably the Mystique and the Iron Man, I would assume. Psylocke, okay. Psylocke and an Iron Man. Iron Heart. Oh, okay. That's not too bad yet, but we'll see what happens here. My Gorr in my hand right now is a 5 energy, 15 power, so that is a good thing. I think we just play for power here. The Tal Mandela is really not going to help us here in the last turn. I do have the Shadow King. Things are going to get buffed. Shadow King will bring them back down. What am I most scared of? Play Shadow King to the Limbo where we have a 12-3 lead there. Mr. Negative. That'll bring Mr. Negative down to -3. And we have priority though, which is unfortunate because that means Ironheart's going to... Oh no, they already played their Ironheart. Good Odin it. I think we'll play Shadow King there, and we'll play our Gorr down to the 3rd location. 4 cubes at risk here. Let's see what happens. They play 2 cards down, none of them to the middle location, 1 to the Wong location. They have a Gorr of their own. Okay, and then a Ravonna Rinslayer. That was a weird play. I guess they didn't have the cards they needed for this deck. I got worried for nothing. Or my Mobius and Mobius actually did something to their hands. It might have. You know, I don't know how that works with Mr. Negative. Like, Mr. Negative, of course, changes the power, so maybe Mobius and Mobius says, no, you can't have your power change. Your cost can't be increased, and your opponent's cost can't be reduced. I don't know. Maybe there was some sort of something there, or maybe they just didn't draw into it. In any case, we got 8 cubes out of it, and we'll take that victory. Sorry, my lord. Take your Mr. Negative elsewhere, my friend. Oh, look at that. We completed an alliance bounty. Speaking of alliances, guys, if you're looking for an alliance, the Prime Sanctum's looking for you. That's us. That's my alliance right here, the Prime Sanctum. Look for the little guy, little Pringles guy with the monocle and the mustache and the top hat. His mustache is funny. If you're not in an alliance yet and you're playing Marble Snap, what's wrong with you, man? You get free stuff being in an alliance. We'd love to have you join our alliance, but if you're not in any alliance, you might as well join somebody's alliance. Get free stuff, man. To find us, you just do search, hit the Prime Sanctum, search, and then, like I said, look for the little Pringles guy with a mustache, monocle, top hat. That's us, the Prime Sanctum. And look at the stuff you can get. Look at these personal goals. We already unlocked all these stuffs, all these free credits that you're missing out on if you're not in an alliance. Premium mystery variant, and then depending on how much our entire alliance does, we'll get even more prizes. Currently, our alliance at the beginning of the season, so we haven't had a lot of time to play yet. So we got a ways to go to get those alliance prizes, but we're gonna get them, guys. We usually wind up getting tons of credits, tons of boosters, some mystery variants. So if you need an alliance, come join us on the Prime Sanctum, guys. All right, enough of my little advertisement there. Let's update our tracker to 3 wins, 2 losses this stream. Liking that a lot. Last 2 streams not been very great for the win-loss record, I tell you that. But we're hoping this stream will save us there. We're hoping the Ancient One saves us. Jumping into another game here, see what we can do. All right, here we are. Monster Island, the first location at a 10-power monster here for each player. Well, that's all fine and good. I guess we'll play our Hood down. It's the only card I can play right now. Play that down to Monster Island. My opponent also plays a Hood down. Oh, let's do the obligatory point. Oh my gosh, you play the same card as me. I don't know why we do this, but ever since I've been playing Snap, we've been doing this. Hey, they gave me a fist bump. Do they know something I don't know? Oh, and then Camelot appears. Second location after turn 5. Set all cards here to 5 power. Okay, we'll play our Victoria hand there. Begin with. Actually, let's play our Iron Patriot down first, I think. We'll do that. See what card the Iron Patriot brings to us. My opponent plays a Scorpion down to Camelot. That's going to reduce the power of all the cards in my hand by 1. Iron Patriot brings down a Red Hulk. Not too shabby. Definitely a card worth discounting and bringing out. But we got to back up our Iron Patriot there with some power. I think I'll just play Frigga. It's the highest power card in my hand that I can play. And it'll give me a copy of Iron Patriot. That'll be cool. Demon coming down for my opponent, the Panopticon. Panopticon, the 3rd location. That's pretty good for us. Created cards here have +2 power. Definitely use that once we get some cards generated into our hand. My opponent plays a Lasher down to Camelot, so definitely some sort of negative focused deck here. That Hood's probably going to try to come over to my side. The Viper or an Annihilus. Oh, we probably should try to fill up the Panopticon if we can. Turn 4. I think we'll just play our cheap cards down here. We'll play the Demon. We'll play Quinjet. I'm just trying to fill up this location as much as I can so they can't send the Hood over. Unfortunately, I can't totally fill it up here, so hopefully they're not sending it over right now, but they could be. Oh, they're sending a Green Goblin over instead. I think we might... we're actually winning this location, the Panopticon, but my opponent still has 2 slots available there. Second Iron Patriot brings me an Onslaught. Oh, goodness. That is insane. You can use Onslaughts, doubling your other ongoing effects here to help our Victoria hand here. So do that. And we'll play our Criminy. I don't want the Red Hulk to turn to 5 power. And you know, let's play Victoria hand down to Camelot, so she'll turn to 5 power, and then we'll play the Red Hulk down to Monster Island. And that floats 1 energy for us, but puts us in a pretty good spot. Going into the final round here. My opponent plays the Annihilus down, okay. That gets rid of their Hood. Doesn't really do much to me. They do take control of the Panopticon, but that will change once we double up our Victoria Hand's ability here. What we're going to do, we're going to play Onslaught down to the Victoria Hand deck. My opponent's got the sweating emote happening. Yeah, buddy, I think your goose is cooked. I would snap you. I'm afraid he'd run away, though. I don't want to be a boomer snapper. So we'll just end our turn here. They might still win this. I feel pretty confident, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. I got an Onslaught going down, which is going to buff up my Victoria Hand, which is going to buff up my Red Hulk and my Demon, and they bring an Orca down to Camelot. Not enough. We sweep all 3 locations, guys. Stellar Guitar. Nice play, sir or ma'am. Little fist bump there for you. Yeah, man. 2 cubes. Could have boomer snapped there, but I didn't want to scare him away. Then I would only got 1 cube. This way I got 2 cubes. That's smart play, right? All right. Let's update our tracker here. 4 wins. 193 wins total now for live streams. Little update there. And the updates there. All right, guys. All right, we're on a roll, man. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, man. I got an image to protect. Last 2 streams, VP's been losing a lot of games. People are like, why do I watch this guy? He loses all the time. I do lose quite a bit. I never claimed to be a good player. I only claim to be an entertaining player. So hopefully, are you not entertained? Turn 1 here in the next game. We got nothing to play. Camelot is the first location. After turn 5, set all cards here to 5 power. Stark Tower, the second location after turn 5. Give all cards here +2 power. A lot of after turn 5 stuff happening, it seems like. All right, we'll play our Victoria hand down here to Camelot. Allah was made a distant moon ago here. July and autumn cannot be too hot. That's all I can think of in Camelot. All right. My opponent retreated. They didn't like my singing. Victory. Well, excuse me, you came to Camelot. What did you expect? Did you expect Lancelot? Lancelot's not here, I'm afraid. So, fie on goodness. Fie on goodness. Victory for us. I don't know if I count that. It was one turn. I think I will. I think I will count that. I don't know. But what's the should I count that or should I not count that? I think I count that. They got spooked by VP singing, and but if that's not worth a victory, I don't know what is. We made it to turn 2 in that game, so yeah. We'll take that victory. Why not? Not so sure it was the deck that scared them away, or the locations that scared them away. I don't know. Or the singing that scared them away. Could have been that. Moving on. Next game. There'll be a Camelot here. There'll be an ancient one. Who knows? Find out in this episode of Prime to Snap. All right, we're playing Kate Bishop. How about that? The one and only Kate Bishop. Who we're playing against here. Turn 1, we got nothing to play. Turn 1, first location is Kiln. You can't play cards here after turn 4. Why did I have a Gotta Run Hunt card in my hand? Where did that come from? Where did I get that? But, oh, it was a Copycat. Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. My Copycat just ran away as a black cat. All right, well, you know, them's the knock sometimes. Turn 2, we got our Iron Patriot out. Dark Dimension, the second location. Cards here are not revealed until the game ends. I'm going to go ahead and play Iron Patriot down on Mysterious third location, hoping that it's Camelot. Hopefully it won't be some really awful location for us. Opponent had nothing to play there. Nope, it's Camp Lahai, so we get another card added to our hand, which, hey, that works in our favor. It happens to be a Deathlock this time. Really doesn't do much for my deck. I suppose if my opponent throws some trash over on my side of the board, it'll help destroy that, but it does have pretty good power up. But we might wind up using it anyways. But turn 3, I guess we can get our Agent Coulson down here. Although we should back up our Iron Patriot as best we can. Yeah, Agent Coulson does that. Let's do that. Agent Coulson coming down to back up my Iron Patriot, calling in a High Evolutionary and a Professor X. Not the greatest cards get called down. My opponent plays a Bishop down to Kiln. The last turn we can play cards to Kiln. They have a Scalar there, which is nice. We have an Iron Man in our hand. That's pretty cool. That is not my Iron Man. That came from... I don't even know where that came from. Where are these cards coming from? Am I having a heat stroke of things just showing up in my hand? I don't know. Turn 4. We got a High Evolutionary. High Power. Doesn't really do anything else for us. We could Frigga the Agent Coulson. I don't think that's good. Let's just play our High Evolutionary down to Kiln. It does kind of have some scaling potential if we get our Victoria hand in hand. Or on the board, I should say. Although my opponent played a Swordmaster down, buffing up their Bishop and giving them 9 power total at Kiln. My High Evolutionary, 7 power there. However, Victoria hand will raise it to 9 power, so that's pretty cool. I could completely go off course here and play a Professor X down to Camp Lahai, shutting that down. Then it'll just be up to the Dark Dimension for us, which is interesting turn of events. But let's go for that. Unfortunately, I don't have a Victoria hand in my hand, so that doesn't help. Want to place a Silver Samurai down. Gets rid of a Scorn for them. Gets rid of my Gorr. Gorr wasn't very big yet, so I'm okay with that. Final turn here. We got no Victoria hand. Well, it comes down to what we're playing in the Dream Dimension. Well, I think we play Iron Man down there and just try to pack as much power in there as we can. Okay, let's do this differently then. Let's do Deathlock. He'll go off, and then let's see. Deathlock will be 5 power, and Iron Man will take it to 10 power. I don't know if 10 power is enough, but all the other cards in my hand won't do a whole lot. Different way to do this. Let's see. Get more power out of any of these cards. Don't believe I can. Yeah, I think we just do Deathlock, Iron Man, and hope that 10 power is enough to beat whatever card they have there, or whatever card they're going to play, which is a bit unfortunate. But let's see. Play a Blade down. That gets rid of a Scorn. Discards a Scorn from their hand. And Hela's going to bring back a minion. But we do beat it. By golly, we beat it. Just barely. Their Hela brought back a Luke Cage, turning Kiln into their favor, 16-7 there. But that's all she was able to bring back, unfortunately, for them. But fortunately for us, our 10 powers worth of Iron Man Deathlock pulls it off at the Dark Dimension, beating them 10-9. And of course, Professor X, Iron Patriot, and Agent Coulson holding down Capla High from the Silver Samurai, getting us 4 cubes. And a victory, guys. And the victory. Woo-wee. How have you guys been doing out there? How have your Marvel Snaps games been going lately? Still excited for the season? I'm still excited for the season. Definitely a much better season, I think, than last season. Oh, last season, just kind of the cards that came out were kind of just like, eh. But I think Second Dinner was in the middle of, changing things around a bit. They did introduce a new web shop into the game, a new client, owned by Second Dinner themselves now, so I think they're completely separate from Newverse. So that's pretty cool. That could be exciting for us, guys. That could be exciting for us. And if you haven't visited the web shop, I suggest you go visit the web shop, because they give away free stuff there every day. In fact, I don't know if I got my free stuff yet. But I think it's like 200 credits a day now. Well, that's what I got yesterday when it changed over. I don't know if it's going to be the same today, but it kind of looked like it was. So 200 free credits just for visiting the website. Not too shabby. And then, of course, if you buy stuff at the web shop, you'll go up. Have a little reward track there that gives you extra rewards if you buy on the web shop rather than in the game. So, kind of cool. So if you're looking to buy the season pass or a premium pass or any of the other sales stuff here, maybe check out the web shop and buy it through the web shop. That way you get a little extra stuff as well. So, yeah, not too bad. We are 6-2 now. 195 wins, 163 losses. Jumping into another game. Ancient One doing it for us, guys. Ancient One's doing it for us. Spooky Fish, they might have had the wrong deck loaded and decided to forfeit. Try again. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And, yeah, oh, you got 200 credits today? Sweet. But yeah, guys, 200 credits free at the web shop just by going there. Usually at the very bottom of the web shop page. So you got to look for it, but it's there, guys. It is there. All right, Deadshot is our opponent this turn. New York is the first location. On turn 6, you can move cards to this location. Only thing I can play is the Hood. I think I'll play the Hood down to the mysterious second location. My opponent plays nothing down this first round. Hood, of course, bringing a 1/6 demon into our hand. Which, if we get Victoria hand, will become a 1/8 demon. Mojo World, the second location. I'm glad that the Hood is there then. Doesn't really matter too much. But they're -3, they're -3 power there. I do not have a turn 2 play, but we will play our demon down. I guess we'll just play the demon down to Mojo World as well. Trying to get a head start on that. My opponent plays a collector down. Okay, so we're playing a Mobius probably discard deck of some kind. We've beaten it before. Hopefully we can beat it again. I do have Copycat in my hand. Let me see if it'll let me check the Copycat's ability. It will. How about that? Oh, I copied their Mobius. So we know that the Mobius is at the bottom of their deck. No Mobius for them, unless they can draw into it. But we do have a Mobius. Not that it's going to help us out much. We also have a Frigga, an Esme Cuckoo. My Ancient one is in hand. I guess we'll play the Ancient one down here to the third location, Otto's Lab. So the next card I play there will pull a card the enemy side from their hand. Hopefully we can get one of their key combo cards pulled out. We pull out Morgan Le Fay. Well, they were probably hoping to use that for something else, so we'll count that as a as a good pull for us, even though it gave them the 7-5 lead there at Otto's Lab. Turn 4. We got our Tal Mandela in hand, but no Esme or no Victoria hand, which is what we like to use on. Let's see here. No, Mobius and Mobius will actually help with them. If they discard their swarms, I think Mobius will stay at the cost that they are meant to be at. So go ahead and do that. Mobius and Mobius, and I'll play the Quinjet down to Mojo World. My opponent plays Colleen Wing down to Otto's Lab. Discards the Scorn, powering up, look like the Colleen Wing. And they also play a Blade down as well. I think they played they pulled the Tal Mandela out of my hand. So no Tal Mandela for us. Got pulled out of our hand thanks to the Otto's Lab grab. That was unfortunate. We don't have our Victoria hand in hand anyways, so have to play around it to turn 5. Have New York that we can move to on turn 6, so that's always a fun little mind game with your opponent. Take advantage of that. Guess we'll play an Esme Cuckoo here. That is Mobius. Esme Cuckoo. Yeah, she won't really do much for me. Yeah, I think I'll just play the Copycat down here to Mojo World. Modot coming down for my opponent. There goes their Swarm. And only Swarm and a Miramasa Shard buffing their Dokken. Their Scorn gets discarded as well. Their Collector getting buffed up there. We are currently winning. Not by much there at Mojo World. Our Gorr is pretty high. We got a 613 Gorr in hand. And we have the possibility of moving to New York, so it always comes down to, do we move, guys, or do we stay here? No, I think I want to move my cards to New York. This is one of those, okay, one of those rare times when I will actually move stuff out. I don't plan on winning New York. Actually, actions. I will move Quinjet over to New York. We'll vacate Otto's Lab. We'll just bring all my cards over from Otto's Lab to New York. And then we'll play a Gorr down here at Mojo World. So even if they do play another card down there, we should be able to get the victory there. Maybe I'll throw the hood out of here just to get rid of that negative. Let's see. I got 10 power at New York right now to their 3. Nah, we'll leave the hood there. Well, they moved the Collector and they moved quite a few cards over to New York as well, so I think they might have won this. Played all their cards down to Otto's Lab. Scorn and the 2 Swarms. Our Gorr coming down at Mojo World. Yeah, that's not going to be enough, unfortunately, for us. So we do take the loss there. You know, New York's always a gamble, man. New York is always a bit of a gamble. Are you going to move, or is your opponent going to move? Just never know. Had I stayed, I would have lost as well. However, if I'd stayed and played Gorr into Otto's lab, I would have won. So, what can you do? What can you do? Because they moved everything out of Mojo World, so we would have won Otto's lab and Mojo World, but that's not what happened, guys. We get the lost 2 cubes taken out of our climb. And let's go ahead and update the tracker here, guys. Boom and boom. All right. Of course, this live stream tracker is there to keep me motivated. Whenever I'm feeling down, I can look up at the live stream tracker and be like, do all right. I do all right. You know, I do all right. The Ancient Ones help. Hopefully we'll do really good. Come out on top of this stream after coming out on the bottom of the last 2 streams. All right. Utopia's our first location in this game. 3 and 4 cost cards cost 1 less. Okay, anything that gets my cards cheaper, I am cool with. Turn 1, we will play our Quinjet down to Utopia. MechFan is our opponent. Hello, MechFan. What you got in store for us? There's no mechs in Marvel Snap, unless you get the Tekken variants, the the robot variants. Oh, Human Torch. Okay, this is going to be an interesting game. Shadow King might come in handy here if we pull him into our hand, but the tricky part is catching the Human Torch wherever it winds up. So we'll see how this goes. There is a Fisk Tower as the second location. That doesn't help them out any. In fact, I might just snap. Maybe we'll scare them away. I don't really feel like playing against a move deck. Maybe we could scare them away since Fisk Tower is the second location there. When a card moves here, affect it with -4 power. And in the meantime, let's get a Coulson here because I really don't have any cards to really deal with a move deck. So hopefully Coulson can bring us something that'd be useful for us. Brings us a Typhoid Mary and a Lady Deathstrike. Okay, Lady Deathstrike we can use. That's the way we get rid of the Human Torch. Now we just have to figure out when they're going to move the Human Torch. They do have priority, so whatever they do happen first here. We can't play Lady Deathstrike yet anyways. Have our Ancient one in play. Go ahead and play Ancient one down at Fisk Tower, right? Play a Hood down to. Play the Hood down to Atlantis, third location. If only one card here has +5 power. So opponent plays an Iron Fist and a Dagger down. Okay, Utopia is looking like a great location now for Lady Deathstrike. Although Dagger just got buffed 6 power. That's not going to be good for our Lady Deathstrike at all. Hulkbuster and armor could be considered mix. Oh yeah, I guess so. Iron Man and Ironheart. Yeah. I guess there's some themage going on there for mix. I think if we're gonna try to get this Human Torch, now's the time to do it. Our Lady Deathstrike here at Utopia. Still don't have priority though, so they could pull the Human Torch out before I have a chance. Optionally, we can just hold on to Shadow King and hope to get rid of the power. None of my cards are that I need and are here, fortunately. I think we'll just try to get that. We'll just try to catch the Human Torch with our Lady Deathstrike there in Utopia. Hopefully it doesn't squirm its way out. They do play a card down. Oh, all right, sweet. They played a Beltrock down to Utopia. That means Lady Deathstrike to take out both of their cards. Human Torch and Beltrock the Leaper are gone from their deck. It did take out my Quinjet, unfortunately, but that's okay. That is okay. One threat at a time here. Dagger is a 6 power. We'll probably wind up Shadow Kinging her. She's the biggest threat here now. Iron Patriot in hand. Can't really benefit from now. Got Typhoid Mary. Other cards here have -2 power. I think I'll play Typhoid Mary down to Fisk Tower. Nowhere to play, nothing to play my Tal Mandela on at the moment. Energy left. Play, I think I'll just play my Demon down at Fisk Tower as well. We'll just try to stack some power there at Fisk Tower. Hellion! Oh, that's one of the new cards, by the way, this season. Hellion is a 5/8. On reveal, next turn you can move cards to this location. I question why they played it with their dagger. It seems like they should have played that off their dagger. Unless they have a way to move their dagger away, back, but I'm not sure. Not sure what MechFan is up to here. I think we're just going to play our Gorr down. At Utopia there. 22-14 lead. If they are moving... I don't know. We're just going to do that. Optionally, we can just be safe and play Shadow King down, which will take Dagger down to 2 power. It'll give us the lead there, and I can play another card if I so desire. Play our Frigga down. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. Oh, and I can play one more card. How about that? We'll play Mobius and Mobius down at the Fisk Tower. Covering all of our bases. Hopefully, they do play 3 cards down, surprisingly. Okay, they got a Ghost Spider, but the location is full. A Vulture and a Shang-Chi. This makes no sense! Must have been playing a bot here. There was nothing to Shang-Chi there. They play the Ghost Spider down, which would have pulled the Hellion. Yeah, I'm going to say that was a bot game. MechFan, I think you're a bot. Or maybe they're just new to move and are like, how do we move? Hey, if that's the case, buddy, I feel ya, because move decks drive me crazy, man. Too much thinking. Too much thinking involved. This goes here, that goes there, and then that goes there, and then I wind up playing with a move deck, and I'm like, okay, well, I didn't think that was going to happen, but it happened, and I won somehow. So with that part of the move deck, it's pretty good. But usually I'm just like, I have no clue how this is going to work. Can't math it out, man. Cannot math it out. All right, 7 wins, 3 losses so far. Yeah, buddy, we are on a roll. VP's getting the groove back. VP's getting the groove back. The Ancient One is showing him the path. The path to victory. The path to redemption. Follow the Ancient One and you will get there. Get our alliance reward here. And let's see. Yeah, we'll play. We'll play 2 cost cards. Why not? Let's play some 2 cost cards. Jumping into the next game. Here we go. Have I found a deck that actually works well with the new cards? It's been a while. I've gotten some new cards, tried them out, and hasn't been working out lately for me. But so far, this one's been working out pretty good. And again, it came from the shell. I can't take complete credit for this deck because it came from a shell that KM Beast. Oh, I forgot his name. I am so sorry. But yeah, it came from a shell of another streamer. I was missing 3 cards from that particular deck though, and I had to sub some of my own cards in. But yeah, it's working out pretty good so far. It is working out pretty good. KM Best, that's who it is. It is who. Mark is our next opponent. Turn 2. Genosha, the first location after turn 5. All your highest cost here are destroyed. All but your... I gotta play a card. I don't have anything to play. Okay, we'll end our turn. Scarlet Witch coming down from my opponent, changing Genosha to the Rickety Bridge. End of turn. If there is more than 1 card here, destroy them. They just destroyed their own card. Your American Chavez got destroyed there. So we got an empty slate here, guys, for turn 3. I can actually play cards this turn. I think we'll play Esme Cuckoo, hoping we can get a... Now we're down to player. I'll play her in the Mojo World. Hoping we get a Victoria hand in our hand. Haven't had her in a few games. Kind of what the deck is based around. The Ancient One and Tal Mandela helping out with the Victoria hand. Esme Cuckoo instead pulls a Copycat. What did it copy? It copied Esme Cuckoo. Well, that's convenient. So my opponent had it Esme Cuckoo as well. And then we got our Copycat, which copied the Bolts of Balthak. So on next turn, you get +4 energy. That's interesting. I didn't know that Copycat could copy skills. I don't know that she's supposed to do that. But we'll take it, I guess. We'll play her right now. Why not? I can use +3 energy next turn. That'll be good. We do float 1 energy this turn. Hopefully she doesn't get banished like the skill does. Okay, looks like she sticks around. That's pretty cool. Merlin on my opponent's side, and Magic can't get it done in 6. That's the Disco variant. We were looking at the Disco variants last week. Oh, the Disco variant's pretty cool. Magic. I wouldn't mind having some of the Disco variants. Where are we at? Turn 5, 9 energy. Let's do some stuff here, VP. Let us do some stuff. Still no Victoria hand in our hand. And the Camelot's fixing to go off this turn. Go ahead and play our Hood down there. I'll play the Shadow King down there to just shut Merlin down. And then I guess we'll play the Ancient One down to get Tal Mandela, and we still have 3 energy to play. Go ahead and play our Agent Coulson. My other Copycat, I forgot. Oh, Esme Cuckoo. Oh no, let's play that Esme Cuckoo down to Shree's lab. Not too shabby there. I think that's a pretty good play. Pull a demon. And our demon from our hood, the Ancient One, coming down for us, giving us the Tal Mandela, and Copycat coming down there as well. I did Copycat not pull a card from my deck? Copycat! Oh no, I see. You were created by Esme Cuckoo, but you didn't have your effect because you were created. Ah, boo! Oh well, she's provided us some power there to Shuri's lab, so we'll go with that. There's Victoria hand. That's what we need. Victoria hand. Play her down to Limbo. We'll play the Tal Mandela down there. And then play our Demon down to Shuri's lab. Demon will get, should be 8, oh, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 12 power, so that should be a 124 Demon at Shuri's lab. Let's see if I did that math correctly. Tal Mandela copying the Victoria hand. This is what this deck is made to do. Yep. No, it wasn't quite 24. 18 power, but still quite a bit of power. We still got 1 turn left here. 1 turn left. Our Gorr is only at 7 power, amazingly. Don't have any cards in our hand that were created in our hands. It's a bit of a bummer. Agent Coulson could hold down like a Makari or something. Jump down at the end of the turn. That would be kind of cool. Or we could play our Gorr down as well. It could get bigger in this last turn. I kind of like trying to roll. Try to roll with it here. Play Agent Coulson down and a Frigga. We're hoping Agent Coulson gets us a Makari. Nope, a Misery and a Nimrod. Well, that's not going to help us. Well, that's okay. Frigga coming down, giving us a copy of the Ancient Coulson. My opponent plays 2 cards down. A Emperor Hulkling. That was a Doom. Wow, that was a lot of power swing there. And, yeah. The Emperor Hulkling pulled out a Doombot. And the Doombot... pulled out 2 Doombots, and the Doombots took over our locations, man. We lost that match. Man. Would have the Gorr done anything? Let's see, he was -1 now. Not sure why that's the case, but I don't know how much power he was. Oh, Misery was 14 power somehow. That's crazy. Those powers just happened, so yeah, those cards just came into my hands. Oh well, got a loss there, that's fine. We'll take that loss. Unfortunate. Emperor Hulkling, an interesting card. Not really, I've shied away from using it just because of the randomness of it. When it first came out, I was like, it's kind of cool. But then I quickly realized that it's like, yeah, but if you want a 6-cost card, shouldn't you just include the 6-cost card in your deck? You don't really want to be pulling random 6-cost cards. Because, yeah, you just can't do that. But anyways, that is it for me, guys. That is the end of our live stream for this week. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by and joining me here. Look at that, 7-4. Back on track, guys. We are back on track. The Ancient One helped us find where the victories lie. Maybe that deck can help you find where the victories lie as well. Of course, if you have any other cool decks that you're using with the Ancient One, or any cool decks that you've been playing lately, let me know in the comments below. I would love to read and see what everybody else out there that's watching these live casts, what you're up to, what you're playing to. And if you're looking for an alliance, join us at the Prime Sanctum as well, guys. So, yeah, that is it for me. Thanks for tuning in. This has been BP. I am signing off. We'll see you later. And hey, keep on gaming.